She has been very, very quiet. She has not been talking of late. She is a CS for that. Alice Wahome, the former Kadara Member of Parliament, who resigned to join William Samoei Ruto's cabinet, has actually pressed the mute button. And the way we know Alice Wahome is not the kind of leader to keep quiet. Alice Wahome is not the kind of leader who actually keep quiet or fails to say what is in her mind. She always say what is in her mind. But the good lady from Kadara has been quiet. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the reason why Alice Wahome has decided to remain silent. Why do you think she has remained silent? Number one, according to me, it is very, very difficult working under William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto does not allow the CS to operate independently. William Samoei Ruto micromanage the ministries. That is why you heard him the other day saying that the moment he knows so much about your ministry and you don't know so many things in your ministry, then you're not doing anything. That one, whereas in itself is good because it tells of a hands-on leader on the part of the president. On the other hand, it is micromanaging the ministries. And William Samoei Ruto is overbearing. The fact that you have somebody who is the president and is micromanaging your ministry, it becomes very, very difficult for you to work. So what you decide to do is to keep quiet and let him operate the ministry, let him run the ministry. Just be there as a figurehead. Number two, in my view, is because of the Kalenjin Mafia. This country is ruled by a group of leaders from the Kalenjin community who are so close to the president, who thinks that William Samoei Ruto should rule before or beyond 24 years. They are there and they believe that Wakenya watarukaruka wakisema Ruto must go, but Ruto is not going anywhere. They believe that even when William Samoei Ruto loses the election in 2027, he cannot leave office. This mafia are full of themselves and they speak with pride, contempt, with no respect to Kenyans, and they swim in money. These guys are there in every ministry. These guys cannot let the government function properly because they interfere with everything. Number three, in my view, just like Joe Muturi, who showed a lot of dissatisfaction with the government. The same could also be said about Alice Wahome. Maybe she is also dissatisfied, like the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Muturi. And the dissatisfaction could come as a result of the government policies, especially the abductions. Truth be told, most of the leaders in government do not actually agree with that policy of abducting the youth. They oppose it within and outside. Some of them opposes the policy of abduction silently, but because they are tied by the idea of collective cabinet responsibility, they fear to talk. Otherwise, they will be fired. So maybe she is dissatisfied. That silence is communicating a strong message. The other reason, Alice Wahome is leading one of the most corrupt ministry in Kenya. I don't think there is any other ministry other than that of the interior. The Ministry of Land is where you find cartels. In the Ministry of Land is where you find title deeds being changed. The Ministry of Land is where you find one title deed allocated to 10 people, and they don't care. You find egos hovering all around the Ministry of Land, from the county to sub-counties, all the way to the national, that is at the house. They are all over. Maybe what Wahome realized is that in this ministry, they are very senior, the high and the mighty are involved in corruption. They own huge tracts of land, which actually does not belong to them. It belongs to either the public, or they have stolen from the poor. And this fact could have shocked Alice Wahome, and maybe she does not know what to do. She does not know what to say, and she may have chosen to remain silent. The other reason is because of the ground. Where she comes from, people have rejected UDA. People are actually in serious disagreement with William Samoei Ruto's policy. The housing levy, Shisha, and most of the policies. The fact that these people do not agree with the government, and that is where Alice Wahome comes from, can only make her remain silent, because maybe she may find it that she does not need to defend this government. You know, she's supposed to defend the government, and this must have annoyed William Samoei Ruto, because I also believe the reason why Muturi talked the way he talked, maybe because he was quarreled that when he was attempting to read the president condolence message in Ebu, you remember that time when people rejected the condolences from William Samoei Ruto. And if you listened to Muturi, he was asking the mourners, that is, nisome. So if you look at Muturi Kindi, you realize that even Muturi did not want to read that speech. He didn't. And maybe he was quarreled that he did not force the people to listen, or he did not read, because the way he was talking, he must have been rattled. The other reason why Wahome is silent, you remember there was a time she was reading in the Ministry of Water, and she was actually being checkmated by Akalijin, Principal Secretary. They differed seriously when money, I think that was meant to the people, for the people of Gataga, was redirected to the people of the Rift Valley. And there was a lot of differences until she was transferred. So this checkmating, you realize that is very common in William Samoei Ruto's government, especially when there's a Kikuyu, a CS, the PS is actually a Kalenjin. And this is very, very much deliberate, because the principal secretary is the accounting officer of the ministry. The principal secretary is the one who runs the ministry on daily basis. Last but not least, maybe she is contemplating resigning, because when you look at this silence, the deafening silence tells a story. It's a form of communication. I'm one person who believes that there will be a stampede in government, people leaving the government side, and Muturi is just showing the way. What happened in 2002, when people left Kanu and joined Mwai Kibaki's NAC. You know, that time they were led by Raila Amolo Odinga. Akina Kamodo followed, Saitoti followed, Kalonzo followed. So many could be repeated in 2026. I don't know what you think, but that's my take, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment in the comment section, like the video. Maybe you can WhatsApp see something, I'm going to leave the number and have a blessed day.